The Emirates Stadium. A cauldron of noise and anticipation. Real Madrid, the kings of Europe, were in town. Arsenal, rejuvenated under Mikel Arteta, were ready for a fight. What followed was a night that will be etched in the memories of both sets of fans, for very different reasons. Real Madrid, chasing a record-extending 16th Champions League title, was stunned into silence. Arsenal's young guns, led by the irrepressible Declan Rice, put on a tactical masterclass. The 3-0 scoreline barely told the story of Arsenal's dominance. The first half was a tense affair. Both teams probed and pushed, searching for an opening. The breakthrough came in the 58th minute. Declan Rice, standing over a free kick, unleashed a rocket that flew past the despairing dive of Thibaut Courtois. The Emirates erupted. Real Madrid, shell-shocked, tried to respond, but Arsenal were rampant. Real Madrid looked to their talismanic striker, Kylian Mbappe, to spark a comeback. But the Frenchman, tightly marked by Arsenal's William Saliba, was a shadow of his usual self. Vinicius Jr., Real's other attacking threat, found himself similarly blunted. Only Thibaut Courtois, with a string of fine saves, kept Real Madrid in the game. A triple save in the 65th minute was particularly impressive, denying Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and then Martinelli again in the space of a few heart-stopping seconds. It was a captain's performance from the Belgian, but even he couldn't stem the tide forever. In the 70th minute, disaster struck again for Real. Another Rice free kick, this time from the opposite side of the box, left Courtois with no chance. 2-0 to Arsenal. The impossible was starting to look possible. 5 minutes later, the improbable became reality. Mikel Merino, bursting into the box, latched onto a clever through ball from Martin Odegaard and slotted the ball past Courtois. 3-0. The Emirates was in dreamland. Real Madrid, heads bowed, were a beaten team. To rub salt into the wounds, Eduardo Camavinga, already on a yellow card, received his marching orders in stoppage time. The final whistle blew, confirming a famous victory for Arsenal. The post-match analysis was a mixture of disbelief and cautious optimism. Carlo Ancelotti, Real Madrid's usually unflappable manager, looked shaken. "We need a special performance in the second leg," he admitted. "A crazy performance." Jude Bellingham, Real's young midfielder, echoed his manager's sentiments. "It's a tough result to take," he said, "but we've got the Bernabeu crowd behind us in the second leg. Anything is possible." Mikel Arteta, however, was keen to keep his players' feet on the ground. "It's only half-time," he warned. "We need to go to Madrid and finish the job." The pundits, meanwhile, were quick to point out Real Madrid's history of comebacks. This was, after all, the team that had overturned a 2-0 deficit against Paris Saint-Germain in the previous round. Could they do it again? The second leg at the Bernabeu promised to be a night of high drama. Could Real Madrid, roared on by their home fans, produce another magical Champions League night? Or would Arsenal, full of confidence, finish the job and book their place in the semi-finals? Only time would tell.